Hi, Dr. Michelin Vargas here, preventive care specialist, registered clinical exercise physiologist, nutrition scientist, and joy coach. I wanted to ask you a question. This is a question I asked one of my ladies groups, and I want you to think about your response. The question was, how would it change your life to have practical faith-based tools to manage stress and rebuild your health? So as you think about your own answers to this, I'll tell you what some of the ladies wrote and said was it would improve my mood, improve how I show up in relationships. It would increase hope, joy, and strength in my life. It would help me to reduce stress so I can focus on the positive things. It would help me live more slowly. It would help me become more confident and more secure. And so one other lady just said, I didn't start this one very well, was it would change everything, relieving stress and anxiety. It would help me to have my joy back. So I wanted to tell you about a class that I have. If you haven't seen my million posts on joy and my Ask for Joy class, this is a program I've been teaching for over 6 years. And I do surveys every time I take the class or teach the class. I teach it several times a year, or at least a couple times a year for the last, like I said, over 6 years. And I do program evaluations on myself and the program, and just to see what people are learning, what people are gaining, what people are getting out of the program. And I wanted to share that with you right now. So what people gain and what they walk away with from the class, and this is just a 6-week class. We meet every week, and I send a lot of materials. You know, people can dive into it a lot more depth with resources and what have you, but this is what people get out of the class. Some of the responses, I'm not going to go into depth, but it's become more aware of God's presence in everyday activities. That includes meals, that includes during exercise. So we change our mindset around these things that sometimes we don't want to engage in, and we improve them. Improve nutrition, reduced overeating, reduced binge eating, increased peace, grew in holiness, strength in personal relationships with the Lord, experienced greater compassion for others and self, gratitude increased, and personal growth. So all of those things that the lady said that they would gain by increasing, having programs and faith-based tools, these are all increased in this class. And if you're curious, or if this is something that you need in your life, if those are things that you need in your life, please reach out to me. I would love to share with you a little bit more about the program. Absolutely no pressure. It's just such a beautiful thing. Every time I've taught this class, I have people say, you have to take this program out to more people. You have to get this into the high schools. You should be teaching this at the universities, because I'm a university instructor. There's so many simple things that we can do to have greater connection, to reduce stress, to reduce anxiety, to improve our health, and everything is connected. When we change our health, when we improve our immune function, that touches our mood state. If we improve our mood state and improve connection with our faith and prayer, that changes our physical health, our emotional health, our spiritual health. So there's so many things that we can do that are easy to do and beautify our lives. And I just want to actually read a couple other things, if you're still here, that some of my students have given me permission to say, testimonials that they've given. This one is by Dr. Jan, and he wrote, "Hello, Michelin. Your course is exceptional. Ask for Joy was a godsend. I was going through a rough spot in my life, and this course helped me in so many ways. Each class was presented with compassion. The knowledge and skill you shared have given me hope. This course content offers an abundance of self-care antidotes, faithfulness, and love. I recommend Ask for Joy to everyone, and especially to those seeking encouragement, peace, and happiness. In gratitude, Dr. Jan." So that's just one testimonial. I have so many that are so similar to that. And just people that are not just if people are down in the dumps, but it's just a great class to learn more health tips, science, not too heavy, but showing how everything is connected. our emotional, physical, and spiritual and social well-being, they're all connected. And we can look to fields like psychoneuroimmunology that show us that, how the emotional affects the physical, how the physical affects the emotional. And this isn't wacky stuff. This is stuff out of huge institutions like UCLA and Harvard, showing these connections. And I love sharing this information. It has been incredibly powerful in my life personally. So again, if this is something that sounds like something fun for you, please reach out to me. I would love to share more about it. And if you ever wanted a personal group, if you have family or friends, we could do that too. This can be live in person if you're in the LA area, or it could be in private groups. But I do have a class coming up soon. So if you're interested, please, please, please reach out to me. I would love to hear from you. Thanks.